What's going on, guys? Kigerr here, and today we're doing a review of my infographic for Ironman. If you're on my Discord, you've seen this for a couple days already. Join my Discord link down below if you want to see my infographics before I do the videos on them, and let's jump into it. Alright guys, just as a reminder, this is for patch 1.9.7, and these infographics are starter builds. As you progress in the game and get things and try things out, you may change things, that's fine. That's what this companion video is for, to tell you other things that you can try. Starting off, let's look at Dimensional Duel. I recommend Rise of the East and Megardia. Yes, there's Hydra does the regional effect as well. I only put one name on these things. They both give the same 4-piece, but Megardia gives crit rate, which I feel is harder to get than Defense Pierce. Top stats, Defense Pierce, PvP decrease, Stamina, which you'll see is a big issue, crit damage and PvP increase. I say Hulk as the companion of choice for Dimension Duel, because once you do your opening volley, which I'll explain is 1-2, refresh 1-2. After you finish your blow your load, you kind of need to wait for cooldowns, and that's really what Hulk is good for. Is holding the front line, you kind of wait behind him, and you wait for your cooldowns. Is the idea here. For cards, we have crit rate, defense pierce, crit rate, defense pierce, crit rate, cooldown, which is our most important stat. Our active traits here, we have bonus damage if burning or bleeding. We have one attack that hits 3 times that applies bleed. Extra damage if repulsor, this is increased damage by 30% and stamina cost by 30%, which is why stamina is our number 3. And this 50% chance to recover consumed stamina. So this can make it so you don't even need stamina if you roll right all the time. And this last one right here is the most interesting one. Decrease all cooldowns for 10 seconds when using a Jarvis class skill. We're actually using 2 Jarvis class skills. It has a 20-second cooldown. So what happens here is I recommend the missiles, 16-shot barrage, spin blades, which makes you invulnerable, hits 3 times. This is the one that applies bleed. Speed amplification, which gives you a bunch of your cooldown back. What's interesting is speed amp and this Jarvis spec are off of your max cooldown, not your current cooldown. So as I said with Supervillain Team Up right here, cooldown's the most important stat in the game. So if you have, let's say, a 10-second cooldown skill, and then it's at 5 seconds because of your cooldown, Party Time Protocol and this spec right here will go off of the 10 seconds but apply it to the 5 seconds. So if you have a 50% cooldown on effect, right, then you have 50% cooldown from your base cooldown, making it 5 seconds instead of 10 seconds. And if you have, if right here speed amp gave 50% cooldown, it would give you 5 seconds, meaning you instantly have all your skills up, which is a very interesting way to do it. Our number 4 is a repulsor energy beam, and the reason why this is here is because it's very, very quick. It just does its thing. You put out your hands, beam, done. Last one here is Party Time Protocol. This is kind of a fluff slot. You can do some other things here. Party Time I like because you can do the Party Time dash, but then as you do the dash, you dash, as in use your dodge, and it still does the animation, but you dodge out. You still summon the protocol units, and then you get to go about your business. Now you have other options here against targets like Storm, who kind of have an interesting playstyle that move around a bunch. You can swap this 5th slot for something like Ion Cannon in the same move tree. Um, you can also move this fifth slot into another repulsor type skill because this number 4 is a repulsor, and then swap out one of these, probably the stamina consumption once you get your stamina high enough, for a random repulsor type skill, and then swap this out for the other green that gives you bonus damage on all your skills for however many repulsor type skills you have on your board. Next, let's go into Omega War, which is down here. So, same armors, same stats, companions. Right here I have Ultron, just because it's a lot easier for you guys to get. You'll see from my Omega cards, none of them are specials, because this is a beginner set, right? But I do feel confident that Ultron is good in a lot of situations. If you feel as though you're able to fight in the middle and whatnot, Jane Foster Mighty Thor will be your best bet as a damage option. Ultron here is a defensive option. Our first 4 skills here are the same. Our last one, Tactical Satellite Ion Cannon, does a big hit 3 times. It's a Jarvis type skill, so it'll activate your spec down here, which we're using the same specializations. It does high guard break, and it goes to the nearest target. So if someone's flying around or whatnot, it'll just chase them down, and it's a good tracking type skill. Same cards, same specs. I want this to be very fluid for you guys as you progress into other game modes and other build options. Last but not least, Alliance Raid and Dark Zone. Same armor type sets. I have it as the same armor type sets to make it easier for you, but theoretically, there's numbers going on right now where Repulsor build is doing more damage, but it requires a lot more stamina. And I don't know if you're getting the 180 plus percent stamina as a beginner. Our stats are a little bit different. Defense pierce, supervillain damage instead of PvP decrease. Stamina is still number 3. Number 4 is still crit damage. And instead of PvP increase, we have total damage. Punisher is built for PvE, especially single target PvE, such as a bunch of the Alliance raids. If it's one of those like or Mephisto or MODOK, where there's a bunch of summons and things on the board, Jane Foster Thor can have some use there, but for most it's going to be Punisher. Our cards are slightly different. We're still doing the cooldown crit damage from the others. Then we go into Supervillain Defense Pierce, Supervillain Defense Pierce, which, I mean, it goes to our first 2 stats that we want are the only ones that we're focusing here. Our active traits are mostly the same. As you see, the first 3 are the same. The only thing that changes is instead of this cooldown that's an over time bonus that we primarily want in PvP, the one that we're using down here is bonus supervillain damage. Is there anything with it? When you use a weapon cartridge type skill, which we are using one right here, the missiles, that's always on. But let me know in the comment section down below what you guys think. There's other options out there, such as Dimension Duel and Omega War. Instead of using the missiles, which has a very short cooldown but big damage, is the precision bombing, where you become untargetable and do some burn damage around you. But I feel that's a little bit telegraphed for most people. They can easily run out of it, and as you come back down, you're vulnerable. But they are options. Let me know in the comment section down below what you guys think of this and who you want to see next. Till next time, guys.